What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video. And that's right, folks. Disney Princess Phil is back in the house. And why is Disney Princess Phil back in the house? Because Phil lives in a delusional fantasy world. That's right, folks. Our boy Phil had a streaming day yesterday, and of course, more multiplayer Street Fighter. And of course, like we expected, received the same results as he did on his previous Street Fighter stream. That's right. And you guys know Phil decided to spend most of his podcast yesterday talking about support and Street Fighter and how the trolls are ruining his multiplayer streams, which is just garbage. Nothing's changed. It was just another excuse for Phil to beg. That's essentially. And I'll get into it once Phil talks about what he has to say on the podcast. It's about 10 minutes long. I cut out all the garbage that we don't care about, and just giving you guys the juicy pig meat. So let's get into it.
Today was a good streaming day. It was a nice, cool streaming day, which I really appreciated. That's 2 in a row. 2 really cool streaming days of autumn weather. I hope this streak will keep up. I mean, it should, but it was such a hot summer. I'm like skeptical that at some point the heat's going to come back and blaze me out and sweat me out of this office again, you know? So let's talk about what happened today. First of all, on today's Level 1 podcast, I reiterated everything that I said on this show last night about how last night's Lily stream in Street Fighter 6 did not go well, and I wanted feedback, and we had a good conversation about it. In fact, you guys left comments on the video from last night. You left comments on other videos. Some people emailed me, and people gave me their honest feedback about these night streams. I would urge you, if you're interested to see how I want to improve the night streams, to watch the Level 1 podcast from earlier today, only because there was a big segment about it and we talked about various options. You know, option number 1, don't do nighttime multiplayer streams anymore because they're just not moddable when there's so many trolls around. Option number 2, have more moderators be recruited. That was another one. Option number 3, completely mix stuff up. Like, we had all these options. Like, we were talking about all of them. And it seems like everyone has a different opinion. We didn't come to a conclusion yet. As I said on the show, I think what we will do is talk about them further, see how these multiplayer streams continue to go at night, and try to make a determination of what we need to do. Tonight, just so you know, it went a little differently, and we'll talk about that in a moment. All right? So, tonight's night stream, I went back to Street Fighter 6 Master Ranking matches with Blanca, okay? So, everyone was curious how this was going to go after our discussion about 2 multiplayer streams this last week that did not go well at night. Basically, feedback telling me that because of the amount of trolling that happens on the late streams and the lack of moderation, that people are not enjoying them, that they're not coming by the night streams, they're not purposefully not supporting those night streams. Tonight, I asked my moderators to show up. No one did. Okay? I'm just making that clear. I asked my moderation team if they could show up tonight to help moderating, and no one showed up. So, it's not much I can do about that.
Okay, so here's the first point here that I want to discuss. So, yet again, Phil is blaming someone or something else. Now he's blaming the moderators for not showing up. And mind you, he has like 3 or 4 moderators. The only moderator that really comes out is Swaggin, so whatever the hell his name is. He's really the only moderator Phil has. And a lot of it is just they got tired of Phil's bullshit and they just moved on. They found other more interesting things to do. And he really has no mind. He had some additional moderators, and of course he got rid of them because he was super paranoid that these people were catfishing him, which is utterly ridiculous. And he got into Plum Girl and all that nonsense, you know, on his podcast. So here we have Phil yet again blaming someone else. The interesting thing about last night's stream is that nothing changed. His Call of Duty stream had low support and trolls. His Street Fighter with Lily had low support and trolls. His Street Fighter with Blanca had the same exact thing. Low support and trolls. He made $38. He made $38 on that stream. So again, and a couple super chats and no memberships whatsoever. So yet again, 3 multiplayer streams where everything was exactly the same, but Phil now is going to try to tell you that something changed. Something was different with last night's stream. Nothing changed whatsoever, Phil. The only thing that kind of changed was that you didn't really harp too much or give too much attention to the trolls. But the troll element was out in full force yesterday. They were harassing the dents. They were making comments of you, making fun of your gameplay. Nothing was different, to the point where you actually gave me a segment where you blew up on someone for laughing out loud when you gave a heartfelt message to one of your dents. Yeah, see, again, Phil, nothing's changed whatsoever. The only thing that changed was the amount of tips. So again, I go back to this whole nonsense about, oh, I need feedback. I need to understand what's going on because it's a pattern. No, Phil, what this is it's an excuse for you to beg. So instead of you coming outright and begging on top of the hundreds of begs that you normally do, this is just an additional way, essentially a sneak beg. This is a way for you to beg without making it seem like you're begging. It's, oh, I'm gathering information. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because there seems to be a pattern happening. But again, it's all beg. All this comes down to money. This is all about money. Nothing more. This is not about making streams better. This isn't about giving the dents a better experience. It's none of that. This is solely all about money. And of course, when you talk about money, you have to focus on Phil's insistent on begging over and over again. He's just trying to find new ways of doing it. That's the only difference. So don't let him fool you that again, this is him trying to improve his streams. This is not him trying to improve his streams because he didn't do anything different yesterday. The only difference between yesterday's stream and the last two multiplayer streams was that he made $38 versus $12.
If you want the full discussion, check out the podcast from earlier today. I explain how the moderation team works. I explain how it's changed over the years, how I've actually cut back significantly on channel moderation because of the requests of the viewers. So you'll get the full story about this if you watch the podcast from today, okay? Good news is, even with no moderation team there to help, the stream still went fine. Were there trolls? Of course. Were people restreaming my stream? Of course. That's never going to change. But we kind of contained it. It wasn't out of control. There were a few idiots. We got rid of them, over the night. And what are you going to do? It's always going to be that. But it wasn't nearly as bad as it's been the last few multiplayer streams, I would say. So that was obviously a good thing. And I continue to win more than lose with Blanca and gain master ranking points. It's a slow climb, but it's a climb. And that's what's important. I do feel like every stream that I play with Blanca, I am getting a little bit better. I'm learning matchups slightly better. I'm learning what beats what. Did I lose matches because of dropped inputs and lag? Absolutely I did. But I won more than I lost, so it still worked out. All right?
Okay, this goes back to my point of Phil being utterly fucking delusional. He's just a delusional person. He just said it himself. Trolls were still out there. He spazzed out like he always does whenever the trolls are out there. Support wasn't great. I mean, it was slightly a little bit better than the last two streams, but not by much. So and he did nothing different. No moderators came out just like the other two streams. But he's going to try to sit here and tell you, oh, it was so much better. Why, Phil? Why was it so much better? Because you made $38 versus $12? Is that what made it? Again, this is, you guys know, anybody that watches my content or detracts with Phil knows that this is all just, it all comes down to one point here. And that's Phil is just begging. And Phil is trying to find new creative ways to fucking beg. That's all it is, nothing more. So whenever he throws out these fucking buzzwords, just know that all he's doing is trying to be creative with his beg tactics.
Also, support was pretty decent tonight. Was it amazing? No, but it was decent. So actually it came back from the last two multiplayer streams where it was abysmal. It actually was pretty decent tonight. So overall, a great streaming day, and I would...
Okay, yet a fucking again. What is he talking about here? He's talking about fucking support. And what did he actually say the last few days, the last few night streams were? They were abysmal. Keep using that fucking word, Phil, abysmal. Because you know what you say when it's abysmal? What you're saying is your dents are being greedy assholes that are withholding their funds and not giving it to you. That's what you're saying when you say it's abysmal. It doesn't, again, Phil, you don't understand meaning of words, or you don't understand how in content when you use specific words. So when you say support was abysmal, you're essentially saying that the people that pay your salary are being greedy and withholding money from you. And that's a fucking slap in the face to all your whales, to all your dents, to all the people that actually come out and watch your content and just even give you a like or a view. They're still supporting your fucking content, Phil. And that's a slap in the face when you call what they do abysmal. You know what's abysmal, Phil? The way you treat your fucking viewers and the way you treat your supporters is fucking abysmal.
A pretty darn good streaming week where we made monstrous progress and finished up games like Lies of P and the Resident Evil 4 DLC, made tons of master ranking gameplay and progress in Street Fighter 6, ridiculous amounts of progress in Assassin's Creed Mirage, really good React show this past Sunday that had a lot of Halloween horror content, 2 horror movie reviews on the React channel, Halloween Kills, as well as today Barbarian was reviewed over there, and that review is live if you want to give it a look. So yes, late night Street Fighter, but the question is, do you want more Blanca, where I continue my climb and progress with that character in Master Rank, or do you want me to try Honda? I haven't used Honda in Master yet. Thing is, I haven't used him in about a month, so I know I would be rusty. So I have to think about what I want to do, maybe prepare myself by watching some match videos and stuff before the stream, and maybe even doing some casual play with Honda before we jump right into Master, because I know I'm going to be rusty, you know? We'll see, but I got to think about it. It'll either be Blanca or Honda for Friday Night Fights. This week, I expect to finish Assassin's Creed Mirage. I expect another fun React stream of Halloween content style stuff. Starfield's coming back. Yes, Starfield is coming back for 2 late night streams this week. We're going to be doing the Modern Warfare 3 beta on Xbox this weekend. It's an open beta, and I'm going to do it Saturday night on Xbox so we can compare PlayStation 5 to the Xbox experience. And Sonic Superstars premieres Tuesday, and I'll be playing it both Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm not sure exactly which streams. I would like to play it as daytime streams both days, but I will need to ensure that I finish Assassin's Creed Mirage, so I can't guarantee you that yet until we see if I need daytime or nighttime streams to finish that. But it's going to be a great week, a good week of variety, new release content, and fun as we push forward and prepare for the big one, because the next 2 weeks after that have ridiculous amounts of releases to juggle. So it's going to be a good time. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Great streaming week. Had a ton of fun. Look forward to more. I'm actually going to be watching some more horror movies soon.
No one cares, Phil. God, you just annoy me. I don't know how every day you find a different way to annoy me. And yet again, I'm here again being annoyed by your presence and your idiocy and your greed. Your greed. God, I don't think it would bug me so much. It would bug me so much, your greed, if you didn't just be so insulting. I mean, calling support abysmal is trash. You're being a trash human, Phil, and you don't recognize that because you have no self-awareness. That's a good part of it. You know, you're very self-centered and selfish, and when you're self-centered and selfish, your mind sense you're self-centric, and all you do is think about yourself and how things impact you and how everything is about you, and you never stop to think about, okay, what are my words, the words that I choose to use, like abysmal, how does that come off to individuals, to people listening to that? And you just can't be, you have no emotional intelligence. That's a good part of it. And you can't tell when the shit you say, how it impacts other people and how it comes off. You'll sit and couch as, well, I'm just being honest or I'm being real. Yeah, okay. You know, I'll give you an example, Phil. The food analogy you love to use, right? Let's say your wife slaved all day, right? And she made you this huge, delicious meal. She made you this huge 4-course meal because she wanted to do something nice for you, right? And then you sat down and you started eating it and you started complaining of how it's cold, it's rough, it doesn't taste good. She should have added more salt. She messed this up. Oh, she burnt the pasta, whatever have you, right? You're being honest, right, Phil? You're telling her the truth. But how is that going to come off to your wife? How is your wife going to feel after she did this nice thing for you and you just utterly just trashed her? Right? You get what I'm saying here, Phil? So apply that example to your streaming life and stop treating your viewers and supporters like fucking trash, okay? And the funny thing is, he goes on here to talk about how detractors have been emailing him, giving him examples. If you listen to my Phil, if you listen to my videos and watch my videos, I give you nothing but I give you nothing but constructive criticism a good amount of the time, and I actually give you examples of how you can do better. And you don't fucking listen. You don't want to listen. That's what it is. Because when I'm sitting here telling you about your begging, your consistent begging, and you just treating your viewers like garbage and not being emotionally intelligent, you refuse to do that because you know that's going to add additional work and there could be a cost to your pocket. So you're not going to do that. No. You will do something like, oh, well, it's the trolls and I need moderation. Yeah, you'll do something like that because that doesn't cost you anything. You know, that's no real effort. But you modifying your behavior and your speech, that's something you refuse to do. And that's the main reason why you don't have any sponsorships, because of your non-filter. So anyway, that's the video, folks. Hope you guys enjoy it. DSP is garbage. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the day off. Peace out.